Went to UCLA, have a graduate degree from Northwestern, from Medill School of Journalism, so I have a master's degree in journalism. So my first profession was actually as a television journalist in Cheyenne, Wyoming. But after a couple of years there, I actually moved back to Southern California. I really preferred public service to journalism, so I went to work on a mayoral campaign in LA and worked for the mayor of LA for 2 years. I moved up to San Francisco 15 years ago. I did not get into politics. I actually went to work for Mervyn's Department Stores, and I ran the public relations department for Mervyn's Department Stores, which just sadly no longer exists. I love Mervyn's. I know it's very, well, a big venture firm came and took over Mervyn's, and now it's gone. It was a great store. 7 years ago, I was appointed to the Golden Gate Bridge Board of Directors. And so not only do we oversee the policy of the bridge, the maintenance and the operation of the Golden Gate Bridge, but we own 2 transit agencies, the buses and the ferries. I think we do a pretty good job at that. Next year, I will be the president of that board of directors. This is not the first time I have run for office. In 2006, I ran for the state assembly, and I was proud to have the endorsement of this club, which I hope I will have in this race as well. I ran primarily on a platform of healthcare reform. I'm a believer in single-payer health care. We're not quite there, but we will get maybe one day, but I think we're making great strides. But I always say, I didn't take that platform, home with me and go home and sulk and sit in a corner for 2.5 years. I actually did something about it in San Francisco, and I'm opening up a free health care clinic in the Excelsior district for the working uninsured. Retired doctors and nurses, and it's opening on September 30th. So I'll be very, very proud when that opens. It will be a great day. 3 priorities I'll have if I am elected supervisor. The first one is to try and get the economy going again. I mean, we have major commercial corridors in District 2 with Union Street and Fillmore and Chestnut and Sacramento. At one time, we had about 35 vacancies on Union Street, and very, very difficult, as we know. 46,000 people out of work in San Francisco. I think that's completely unacceptable with the talent that we have here in San Francisco. So there are things that we can do for small businesses, particularly access to capital. Targeted tax breaks are okay, but they really need money. A $5,000, $10,000 loan can make a huge difference to a small business. We have in this city what's called a revolving loan fund. It's not general fund money, it's actually money from HUD. We should go for more of that money so we can make these microloans to small businesses, and I will advocate for that. Also, I do think the future of San Francisco in terms of our industry is going to be the biotech, clean tech, life sciences. So I'm in favor of what's happening down in Mission Bay. I think we should be out there marketing 365 days a year for those kind of industries and companies to come to San Francisco. We should have something beyond just a chamber or a convention and visitors bureau, maybe some kind of public-private partnership where we are going after the kinds of companies that we want in San Francisco, not just waiting for them to come to us. Secondly, as I'm sure you all know, we just closed about a $500 million budget deficit in San Francisco. It's not going to get any easier. I mean, the projection is $700 million next year, $767 $767 million the following year. Really difficult times. So to make smart decisions, to making sure that we are, using the money that we have efficiently, to make sure that we have about $500 million a year with nonprofit organizations. I'm a big supporter of nonprofits and in charge of working with lots of them. Make sure that those companies, those nonprofits are really being held accountable to doing good work in San Francisco, and lots of other ideas. Thirdly, of course, is the quality of life in San Francisco. I mean, we are a city of the most beautiful neighborhoods, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So really just back to basics, clean streets, safe streets, making sure that we take care of our parks and our open spaces. So it's probably all the time, but I would love and be very honored to have your support. We have worked together in the past, and as supervisor, I will certainly work with you in the future and actively seek out your advice on issues.
So I see Bruce, and your